3 key things I want you to focus on if you're trying to bump your mindset from a fixed to a growth mindset. So the first element I want you thinking about is where your focus actually is. It's so easy to get distracted by all the noise out there, by all the confusion, by all the stuff that's going on news.com.au and social media. What the focus is all about is focusing on what you can control and parking all the other stuff off to the side. You can control your attitude. You can control how much exercise you're doing, the way that you're looking after yourself. You control how much time you're spending on social media and news.com.au. And the things that you can't control, you know, the macro picture, the confusion, the uncertainty, what the numbers are going to be tomorrow and the day after. These are things we can't control. It's worth thinking about and being aware of, but not be focusing on. Okay, the second element that I want you to think about when you're wanting to bump from a fixed to a growth mindset is the language that you're using both with yourself and the dialogue with your colleagues, friends, etc. So your language really will dictate where your mindset actually is. And so trying to keep yourself focusing on what you can control and using language that preempts that is a big key to bumping from a fixed to a growth mindset. The final element is your physiology. Now, we're all working from home offices at the moment, and it's really easy for our physiology to start to take a bit of a downturn with the way that we're sitting at our desk, with the amount of exercise we're doing, the amount of wine that's creeping into our diet from early in the afternoon. So these key elements can really slow down how much of a growth mindset we're actually applying to a scenario and to the world itself. And the biggest element from a physiology perspective that we can control is what's actually going on in our faces. Now, it's really, really easy to control what is going on with our face, and that is to smile. So last year, towards the end of last year, have we got a few runners in the group here? Any runners? Put your hands up. So for those running geeks that are out there, you may have watched a Kenyan runner, Eliud Kipchoge, break the 2-hour marathon barrier. Did you watch that? Yeah? Pretty phenomenal. A lot of people thought it was a barrier that would never be broken, and he broke 2 hours in the marathon. Incredible. But if you were geeking out like me and you watched the whole thing on the live stream, what you would have seen is an hour and a half into the run, when he was entering a complete world of pain, when it was looking uncertain whether he was actually going to pull this thing off, he started smiling as he was running. Now, if you didn't know what was going on, you'd think the guy had completely lost the plot. But what he'd actually done on years of the best marathon runner in the world, he trained himself when he was hitting that barrier to respond with that physiological response of a smile on his face. It helped change his outlook and it helped him push through, and he did actually break that 2-hour barrier.